Please be ready for dictation from the Hindu editorial section dated 17th November 2021. Ready. The latest data on inflation, both in retail and wholesale prices as well as industrial output estimates, suggest it would be prudent to adopt caution on the outlook for the economy. October's retail inflation based on the CPI showed a slight quickening in overall year-on-year price gains to 4.48% from the 4.35% pace in September, spurred by a persistent acceleration in the prices of certain key food items and transport fuels. Oils and fats logged 33.5% inflation, while meat and fish and pulses and products both saw a marginal easing in the pace of annual gains from September, posting 7.1% and 5.4% increases respectively. However, the food and beverages sub-index that accounts for over half the CPI accelerated 2.3% month-on-month, led by vegetable prices that reared up sharply by 14.2% from September's levels. The sequential trend in the food category is particularly disconcerting as except egg and fruits, all the 10 other items of the 12 component sub-index saw prices accelerate last month. Transport and communication, which encompasses the pump prices of petrol and diesel, logged inflation of 10.9% from the October 2020 level, lending justification to the center's Deepavali Eve decision to cut the excise duty on the key fuels, with the WPI also showing price pressures intensifying at the wholesale level last month, especially for fuel and power and manufactured products. October's headline WPI inflation accelerated to 12.5% from 10.7% in September. The overall outlook on inflation is still far from reassuring. The index of industrial production data from September also points to a sharp slowdown in output, while IIP growth slumped to an annual 3.1% pace. From August's 12% overall industrial output of mining, manufacturing and electricity actually shrank 2.6% on a sequential basis. While the finance ministry has cited monsoon rains for the slump in mining and power generation, which contracted 8.4% and 11% month-on-month, respectively. Index heavyweight manufacturing too suffered a 0.5% contraction. Four of the six use-based industrial categories saw output shrink, including consumer non-durables, which contracted 0.9%. The only silver lining was that consumer durables posted a healthy 6.7% jump in production from the preceding month, as white goods dealers likely stocked up ahead of the festival season. Automobile manufacturing slumped 9% from a year earlier and shrank 3.3% from August's output levels as a global shortage of semiconductors crimped production. Automakers have reported more than 12% declines in production for October, as well as the chip scarcity coupled with high input costs abides, and even given that manufacturers who have so far sought to avoid risking the tenuous demand recovery by raising product prices may not be able to defer increases for much longer. Policymakers will have to ensure they do not drop their guard on inflation. The announcement by Russia that supplies of the S-400 TRIMP system to India have already begun has set the stage for Russian President Vladimir Putin's visit in early December. It has also thrown down the gauntlet to the US that threatened sanctions against India. The deal for the air defense system was signed in 2018 during Mr. Putin's visit. Then, in 2017, the US had passed its Countering America's Adversaries through Sanctions Act bracket start CAATSA bracket close that provided for economic and travel sanctions against countries and officials that transacted significant military and intelligence contracts with Russia, North Korea and Iran. The Modi government has justifiably paid little heed to US warnings that the sanctions slapped on China and NATO partner Turkey for buying the S-400 could also be used against India. In contrast to its cave-in on similar US threats over the purchase of Iranian oil in 2019, government officials have asserted that the deal is an essential part of India's defenses at a time of challenges on its eastern and western frontiers. In order to protect advance payments for the S-400 from US structures, India and Russia conducted their transfers through a rupee-ruble system, with the first parts of the system now delivered and the first squadron delivery likely to be completed by December end. The die is cast. The US has a choice not to allow the S-400 delivery to turn into a showdown with India. US President Joe Biden has been authorized by the Congress to waive sanctions if the waiver is found to be in American vital national security interests or that India would reduce its future dependence on Russian weaponry. While it is unlikely India would give assurances on the latter, it is easy to argue, as many US Congress representatives have done in a proposed amendments to CAATSA, that India is a prized US partner of the Quad. The Indo-Pacific and the countering China sanctions will cause a rift in India-US ties and could spur India towards Russia. Above all, the US must recognize that its unilateral sanctions, which are not UN endorsed, undermine the multilateral system, with subjective and whimsical manner in which these sanctions were used, withdrawn and then reimposed against Iran, for example, do not inspire confidence in them. For India, acceding to such sanctions amounts to becoming a party to be a bilateral dispute and challenges the nation's principles of sovereignty and strategic autonomy. Rather than trying to reason with the US for an exceptional waiver through its domestic law, New Delhi must make it clear to Washington that the law should be abandoned as it negates the very rules-based international order that is the foundation of the India-US global strategic partnership.